Hey guys, so welcome back to Baby Souls. I know I promised last time no baby, but I decided to go ahead and make this episode Baby Souls. But I have introduced somewhat of a fix. Not a fix for my camera's autofocus, because I can see the camera right now. But a fix for Baby not helping me with Dark Souls 2. Because her job is to help me, but she's not always helpful. And what she'll do, she has her own keyboard, and she'll push her keyboard around the desk, and that'll interfere with my keyboard. But, if you look what I did, I just duct tape her keyboard to the desk, so it ain't going anywhere. Then I've got my secret keyboard right here. And so I think with this setup, we're going to be able to make more challenging runs with Baby Souls. So, we defeated the Skeleton Lords last time. Let's go and let's Homeward Bone back to Majula. And so we can actually use our souls before we start taking on the Executioner's Chariot, which is the optional boss of this area. That's right, baby. That's how we get back to Majula. And let's see how many Titanite shards we have. We would need 4 Titanite shards to upgrade our sword one more time. Which is a downside of playing with a Titanite upgradable weapon. So we still have 0. Because we would have a +6 weapon if we had just been using some traditional Titanite upgraded weapon. That's a bad baby. Bad baby grabs the microphone. Good baby hits her keyboard. Okay, so no souls. Let's level up. Let's upgrade our Estus Flask. We're probably going to get 2 levels. Maybe we only get 1 level. So we're just going to go 1 Endurance, 1 Vitality. And this is more for future compatibility than it is for any levels that we need right now. Like, I guess theoretically, the levels that we would want right now are Adaptability, because we don't need Vitality because we've hit the soft cap. And there's nothing else we really need. So we could add more to more adaptability, but we don't really need it for like the long term of this game. Because right now we are preparing for a heavier armor set, which we are going to get in Drangleic Castle. So we'll head back, and we'll actually head back to the middle bonfire of this area. This is, in my mind, the easiest way to make a run at the Executioner's Chariot. There's an item up there we need to go grab. I was looking at... Let's wait for him to start climbing the ladder. Okay, he's not going to climb the ladder. Because we could boot stomp him if he did. But yeah, I was looking for that enemy, because that enemy always drops down. And that's actually an enemy you can despawn fairly easily, just because you're always at this bonfire. Like, we're not making a new run on this bonfire because we died. We're simply just spawning from the bonfire to try a new boss. So if you're exploring this area a bit, especially if you're new to the game, you can despawn that enemy fairly quickly because the game thinks that you're dying, being regenerated or being resurrected, or I don't even know what you'd call it, but reviving at the bonfire and then making a new run at this enemy. I mean, a new run at this level, and the game thinks you're struggling, and you kill it whatever amount of times. I forget how many times you'd have to kill it to despawn it. So last time, we went straight ahead, and we worked our way around to the right. This time, we're just going straight to the right. Like, hard right turn. and we're going to enter this new area. We have not been across this specific bridge yet. Now, across this specific bridge, it'll take us up to there eventually. But there's a new type of enemy that's quite a bit harder than what we've seen before. So quite a bit more health. And they are quite a bit greater in number. Like, that guy's just one. But as we work our way up, we're going to fight like 4 or 5 of these guys, I want to say, at the same time. So we got that dude over there. And I think we got one just around the corner. No, none just around the corner. So let's take care of this dude, because he can ambush us. Baby. Nope. Bad baby tries to slide off daddy's lap. There we go. There we go. Now you're kind of trapped. My belly is holding you in to the right. And the seat of the chair, or the armrest, is holding you into your left. Baby. You can't reach my keyboard. My keyboard is for daddy only. You'll understand when you're a mommy and you play Dark Souls 2 with your daughter. Let's get you a computer cable to chew on before we aggro all these enemies. Who wants a computer cable? Oh, who loves yummy computer cables? There we go. That's right. So, we aggroed the first one. They're going to be up here. We do want to deal with this guy fairly quickly, because more and more are coming down. And you can't do a run past on this boss, because even though Dark Souls 2 has the mechanics of you don't have invincibility as soon as you enter a fog wall, the first time you try this boss, there's actually a permanently spawned NPC invader. And so he will catch you at the fog wall no matter what. And these guys will catch up to you. Alright, that was a good hit. That was a good hit. But we gotta get out of here. We are in danger. We are in danger from baby messing up the audio again. I blame her for the echo. Okay, I guess we just can't hit anything. Baby. 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 Baby likes computer cables. Baby doesn't like microphone stems. There might be one more up here, but I think that's the majority of it. Are we going to hit any more before we go on this bridge? Does not appear so. Oh, yep, there we go. Because once we hit the bridge, our maneuverability is severely limited. It's not just that there's a bridge, but like there's gaps in this bridge. And so you can just like straight fall down if you walk across this bridge. And we are going to aggro some hollows, which the hollows don't matter. Like, we'll deal with the hollows in a second. So we come up here to Undead Purgatory. There is our permanent... Okay, are these guys hollowing or not? I mean, aggroing or not? But up there is our permanent NPC invader. We only have to defeat him once. So the second run... I mean, assuming we defeat him. The second run does become a little more simple. If we time it right with the attacks of the other enemies, we can just run this fog wall and avoid them. But this dude will catch us 100%. And you'll notice the small area limits our ability to heal. Limits our ability to run to regain stamina. So this is a difficult fight right here. And he's got a big sword that tends to stagger us. And we don't stagger him at all. At least not with those hits. We're going to switch over to life gems because we want to preserve our Estus for the boss. And we're going to get off this bridge. This bridge is dangerous. It's better to be up here. One more life gem. There we go. At least we got somewhat of a stagger. And we've got 4 life gems. So we've got this over here. I forget if that leads to a invisible wall. But we got this item over here. We're just going to leave this be. We're going to fight the boss for right now. I don't want to die. I've died trying to get that item before. Just making a bad jump and getting caught on the ledge. So with the Executioner's Chariot, there's a ring or a circle that he rides his track on. And there's only one way to go in the circle, which is left. Because of the right, there's a hole that we can fall into, and we can't jump across it because the opposite side is raised. So he rides his chariot. We need to make it all the way to the left, right here, to drop a gate to keep him from riding. But we have all these skeletons, and these skeletons revive with this necromancer. And so we actually want to deal with all of these little minor enemies. I can make it, I can make it, I made it. And he will kill them as they go by. And they will resurrect. But they can pile up on us. And we want to just ignore these items right here because we can come back for those items. But yeah, they can gang up on us pretty quick. And they can trap us in these little holes. So as we go, we 100% want to kill the necromancers wherever they are. And if you get trapped in this hole, just block. Block, dodge your way out. And then as we kill these necromancers, this game will become much easier for us. You need to run. Okay, there's a necromancer. Baby, but now's just not the right time to cry, baby. So we drop the gate. He is going to bust through the gate in a fairly violent fashion. It's going to get rid of the actual executioner, and we're just going to fight the horse. I don't know if you really call that a horse. Like, I've never met a horse with 2 heads. We're going to fight this Fallout 3 horse that's been changed with radiation. It grew a 2nd head. And to get to this part, it's really not that hard. Well, I mean, to get to this part, it's hard. To beat this part, it's not that hard. Baby. Daddy likes a baby who doesn't cry. When a baby cries, it makes Daddy angry. Not that angry. Like, I'm not like a child abuser, but a little angry. In fact, I'm not even going to say a little angry. Like, it's kind of cute when my baby cries. So yeah, he's not so hard, and it may seem like we're in a tight area, but we're not, because we've got all this ability to run forwards and backwards. Not much left and right maneuverability, but forwards and backwards we've got a lot, so we're not trapped here by any means. And we got him. And now that we got him, we can go back and we can collect all the items. We got the Executioner's Chariot Soul, which, in my mind, we already killed the chariot. Like, we should get that once the chariot runs through this gate right here. And then it's just killing the horse. And then we should get the horse's soul on top of it. So right here, let's just go to the end. this is the end game, or the end area portion. So let's head up here where there's a NPC we can talk to, and it'll allow us to join some kind of PvP covenant, which we're not going to join, but we'll go talk to him real quick. And then I've actually never killed him before. We may just kill him to see what he drops, because we're never coming back. Like, that's for sure. Let's just Estus real quick. Let's talk to him. He's going to talk about blood. Oh, you're not even going to let us join? Okay, well, I think we've made our decision on that. Let's see what he drops, because I've never ganked him before. We got Nar Almahud, which we're not going to use, because we want our souls buff. We're not going to rush to the bonfire yet, because I want to reset the area. Baby, baby, baby. I don't want to reset the area. I want to go grab these items, and then we're going back out to the front. And we're going to grab the item at the rope bridge. Baby. What does baby need? Does baby need a kiss? Does baby need a kiss? Mwah. Is baby happy now for a brief moment? Mwah. If only babies had more resilience. There we go. Alright. We've bought ourselves 7 seconds of happiness. Alright. I think we're doing a real short episode of Baby Souls. Baby. Baby who wants a computer cable. Oh, computer cable. Computer cable soothes the soul. Computer cable soothe the soul. Nope. About us another 7 seconds of happiness. Alright. We tried Baby Souls. It's time to put down the baby and get back to a normal camera for Dark Souls 2. Okay, I'm back. Let's try to grab this item. We got a real short wind up. We just run and we jump. And this isn't the dangerous part of this item. The dangerous part of this item is actually jumping back and rolling off. So there we go. And we are out. So that's it for the Executioner's Chariot. We're never coming back. The NPC that would have led us into the Covenant died suddenly. And so, we did get quite a few souls. We actually got more souls doing that than we got from killing the Skeleton Lords. So let's go and level up. Now it should give us 2 or 3 level ups. Or maybe even 4. I'm not doing my best math right now. And I believe we are done with the Huntsman's Copse, which I like the area. It's a good area. Like, a lot of people critique the Huntsman's Copse because it would be better if there was a shortcut we could activate once up on that bridge. Because the run back can be pretty brutal with all those enemies that try to kill us. And if we could just bypass it, activate a shortcut like a drop bridge, or not a drop bridge, a drop ladder, and then you're done with it, and you only did it once. And even if it becomes harder to justify the shortcut, people would have liked that. And it wouldn't have been bad. I'm not going to lie, it wouldn't have been bad. Let's burn our souls. Let's get our levels. Come on, hurry up, hurry up. So we've hit 99 soul gems, which is fine. Now we're just going to buy some of the other stuff she has. So she sells infinite fire bombs, we don't use those. Infinite witching urns, we don't use those. Can't afford a bright bug. So we will just buy her out of the radiant life gems. We may use those for the final bosses of this game. And we will go to we will go to the next area, which is going to be Harvest Valley. Last time I said it was the poison area, which is not wrong at all. But that's what it's called, is Harvest Valley. And there's also, I think there's one item that we need to grab. So yeah, because we're on this ledge on the left side of this valley. And this will take us to Skeleton Lords, but I swear there is a second set of ledges below to where we can grab this other item. Devs, what are you doing? We've already beat this ambush. And you too. Okay, I guess I got him. Yeah, no, I could have sworn there was some like item on a lower level that we could go and get. There probably is. I'm probably remembering correctly, but just I'm forgetting the exact way to get there. Yeah, because looking down I don't see it. Oh well. Let's move on. Here's the boss arena. The corpses are still lit. So let's head out. Now we got this bridge. The bridge is up. And we lower the bridge with no time restraint, no enemies we have to fight in the area. Some would critique Dark Souls 2 for having a useless mechanic like this, where the bridge just could have been down and this lever just didn't need to exist. But I'm going to argue that in real life, if we were going from the Huntsman's Copse to Harvest Valley, there could really be a bridge there. And we would really need to activate a lever to lower it. And it doesn't matter if there's time constraints. Like, that's how smart Dark Souls 2 is. So Harvest Valley, don't ask me what they were harvesting here. There's probably some lore reason. It seems like they were just harvesting poison. So let's get our bonfire. There's a lady over there we're going to talk to. So here we see poison. And the game actually tracks how much poison we get into. Like, this will dissipate in a few seconds. But let's say we're walking through this and we roll. The game actually tracks that we rolled and we're taking extra poison build up. And now we're taking poison damage because of that roll. And then it takes longer for the animation to go away. I mean, the poison build up hits a 100%. It doesn't really matter. And then the damage effect from being poisoned, it's the same, but it takes longer for the animation to go away because we rolled. No, we don't want to do that. We don't do any of that. No, go back. There we go. So when you're walking through these little puddles, if you can avoid rolling at all, even if you're blocking, say, with a sword and you're going to take like 40% damage, it might be better because poison is kind of stout in this game. No dirty thoughts, guys. Okay, sounds interesting. She collects Titanite shards. I'm going to change one audio setting real quick. Yes, no interest. Suit yourself. I'm going to raise all the volumes just a little bit. No, we don't want to talk to you. So what does she got? She has 10 Titanite shards, which these may be important. If you burn through all of Leningrass Titanite shards, and you've collected all of them through the areas, and you've got a weapon you want to use, and you don't have enough Titanite shards to upgrade it to +3, so you can access up to +6 with the large Titanite shards from Macduff, you may need this. Okay, wrong way. Don't give up, skeleton. So now we enter this area. So this is like a poison mist. It will build up poison, but it won't be like immediately. And once we run out of the mist, the effect stops. So it's not like the poison liquid. And we got these dudes. It's one dude who rides another dude. Like if you've ever seen Mad Max Thunderdome, it's basically them. But we fight the two dudes individually. And these guys can be kind of tough because they cast hexes and they can one-shot you with a hex. Alright. And we got it. And we're poisoned, so we might as well go run around and collect items. The best thing about poison is once you are poisoned, you can't get poisoned again. It's kind of like being a little bit pregnant. You can never get pregnant again. Once you're pregnant once, which never happened to me, but once you're pregnant once, you're stuck being pregnant, and there's no doubling up on that effect. So we'll burn life gems, just we got so many life gems. And life gems are actually a really good way to counter poison, because it just offsets it while you are taking the poison. Like popping a couple life gems basically makes it so you're not poisoned. Mind you, it takes the resource and it takes the time, but it's not that big of a deal. And we can just jump out of here, and the poison stops as soon as we're out of the area. And we're also getting quite a few things. Like maybe that's what they mined here is Titanite, but I don't know. Like the lore doesn't fully explain why Titanite would create so much poison. Because you would imagine with their levels of technology, they would just be mining it with like pickaxes and carts. Like they wouldn't have any industrial implements. And I mean, no machines, no toxic output, no toxins sitting everywhere. So don't ask me. And I'm not going to say the devs didn't think this one through, because obviously they did. Because they're devs and they're smart, especially the Dark Souls 2 devs. But yeah, why? Don't know. Like if you ever get bored, you can always go back and watch like all the old Dark Souls 2 promotional stuff on YouTube. And in fact, I would recommend watching the stuff that was released before Dark Souls 2 was released. Because that's like the most motivational. After Dark Souls 2's release, people critique the game, and it becomes more negative. And we can go in here too. Look at you, look at you. This is a pretty quick drop down. It looks like we got some kind of tunnel leads there. If you're ever dropping into this poison mist, something that helps and the mechanics aren't fully explained, is a torch. We got enough flame verifies. We can use a torch. I know we need to switch back to our starting weapon because we don't have enough strength to use the Drangleic sword. So now we're back to fire longsword. But yeah, if you're ever dropping into an area where there's lots of poison mist, and the poison mist goes above your eye level, you can actually see better with the torch. And we're just going to hold on to the torch. I think we're done, though. Like, let's use this as a demonstration. Yeah, our visibility went down when the torch went away. Let me use one of these. We're mostly done clearing out this area until we get to the next bonfire. Oh, we're going to one more Estus. This is a dangerous area right here. We're about to meet with these chicks up here. I forget their name. They're some kind of sorceress. But they cast fire magic, and that fire magic is pretty stout. And they have a tendency, if you try to rush them, to cast a fire magic right in your face, and that deals extreme damage. Like, maybe the game is trying to teach us to use those hexing urns as range damage, but we're not going to do that. We're going to take these ladies on with a sword, the way that we were meant to fight ladies who are also sorcerers. So that was... And they aren't that tanky. But that was the big fire animation that you saw when we ran past, was the in-your-face fire damage magic. That's going to drain like 90% of your health, or even 100% of your health, depending on how much health you have. So let's go up here. We're probably going to need to roll one of these. We don't want to be stuck on the ladder. So let's bait out one attack. Let's bait out one attack. Sprint up the ladder. Dark Souls 2 only mechanic. And then she should... Oh, she's going to fall down. Okay. Okay, I'm not really sure how to even attack her now. We may have to use a bow to get her. Let's see. I don't know if we can get her from here. There we go. We got to do the back strike. The clearing blow. And she's on the ground. See if we can jump attack her. Nope. But yeah, what can happen is you take one massive piece of damage from one with the melee range attack, and then with the other, they just get you from one of their fireballs from a distance and you die. And then you have to run through that poison area all over again. Okay, he's dead. And we're to the next bonfire. Now what you're going to see here, these are jars of poison. Should we roll through them, we will be poisoned. You can also get enemies to crash through them more later on the level, and they will take the equivalent amount of poison damage. Like, poison really, really affects enemies, like really jacks up enemies. And so if you can get an enemy poisoned, usually you can just like do a couple back steps and it just dies on its own. We've got these 3 Titanites. These are very hard to get because they all run off into little holes. And we don't have a chance to kill them. So we got that guy. And we've got these holes right here. You can fall into these holes. These holes will not kill you. But they will poison you. They will obstruct your visibility. So we will fall into them, but we're going to clear out what we can before then. So we've got this area right here. This area is a one-way passage because you're going to notice we're just going to drop down. I don't know. Oh yeah, it's right here. Right here. We're going to drop down. There's going to be a bunch of enemies in this little area. and we have no way back. We have to take the long way back. We've also got this area right here, which leads us to another drop down. And we're going to get... there, that's who's attacking us. That was dangerous. Come on, bait out your attack. I think we got hit by the fist, not... yeah, we definitely did not get hit by the Hex, because the Hex does quite a bit of damage. Smooth and silky stone. We're not going to quite drop down there and get that chest yet. We are going to come over here to this area, and we are going to be ambushed by like 4 enemies. And then we do like the run around and drop to keep ourselves safe. So yeah, what you do is you lure them all the way around. I think we can actually get a strike in on this guy. And then by luring them all the way around, they have to drop off. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I missed it again. We're taking the long way around again. Be at 1 attack. And you'll see, enemies in Dark Souls 2 just not as good at rounding corners. Oh, we got 2. Okay, this fight just became significantly easier. Let me see if I can backstab this guy. I've never known... well, let me put it this way. I don't ever recall backstabbing these enemies. I don't think it's possible to backstab those enemies. So we can get all these drops. And then one of these doors that we hack our way through will lead us out back to the area just outside of the bonfire. Yep, here we go. And this is how we would escape. But it's hard to escape if all those enemies are attacking you, to maneuver yourself in the exact right position. Now we've got this drop right here. So what we're going to do, we are going to go start doing our drops, but we're not going to waste another flame butterfly. We're actually just going to run to the bonfire. So let me equip our original starting weapon, and let's go get a torch lit. Definitely don't want to rest at the bonfire. And let's go explore those drops. Probably going to try to knock out all the drops, which we're going to be burning through some life gems. Because, yeah, we're taking some poison damage. And then there's that consumable that we got, the poison moss, that should help us with the poison damage. However, my understanding is, and let me equip it, I don't think I've ever even used this, but my understanding is we use it and it just starts our build up to more poison damage a second time. But we'll give this a try. We'll do this one first. Okay, here we go. Having explored all the wrong ways, we found the right way. And yeah, if you drop down here, you're going to see nothing but like the green haze without the torch. You're just going to run around, follow the wall to your right, and eventually you will get up. Oh boy. Dark Souls 2. You devs, so clever. Alright. And now we're going back because we need them souls. Actually, you know what? We do not need them souls. We had like, I think, 5,000 souls. So, we're just going to forget about them souls. Let's just bypass that area with all those bosses. Don't you want to attack me? I mean, our damage is pathetic, but we've got a lot of leeway in attacking and dodging through an attack. And a lot of people prefer in this game the rapier because it attacks ridiculously fast. And so you're not really timing your attacks. Not say you aren't timing them well, but you are timing those attacks extremely importantly. And then you used to equip some kind of resin to the rapier, and you do incredible damage by attacking incredibly fast. And I mean, in this game, not the charcoal pine resin, but the lightning pine resin, you can buy infinitely. So, this is not, I know for a fact, this is not a hole that you can just die by falling down. So let's use one. We're getting poison buildup, but how long does it take for the poison buildup to return? Okay, that's not so bad. That's not so bad. Okay, and it's back. So, it wasn't great. Like, this is not a consumable item that you would use to spend, like, a month down here. So now we're poisoned, so we use this. Poison's gone, but how quick do we start building up poison again? Pretty quick. Oh, okay. We're just outside the bonfire again. So now, let's hop down this one. And let's see, ooh, we got some dangerous enemies over there. I don't think we're ready to fight those quite yet. We're going to get rid of all these enemies on the top. And then we're going to fight those. And we're not going to be using our starting weapon. Where's that sorceress coming from? Okay. No, it's just a skeleton. I'm trying to figure out where we're getting all these ranged from. Up there? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, that's fine. Let's chug an Escus, and let's get back to our better weapon. And we can fight these guys. And we need to get out of here. Because not only are we taking poison damage, but one hex will kill us at this point. We don't need to be dealing with you either. You are unnecessary, Mr. Skeleton. And we're retreating again. Okay, we should have all of the dangerous enemies killed. These little crawlers coming around here. Which they are not that dangerous. Their danger is more keeping you from running to where you want to run. Or getting in the way of a roll. So let's grab all this stuff, tighten that slab. Don't really need it, but it's there. It'll help us upgrade an armor to plus 10. Got a weapon. It's a dex weapon, so we're not going to be using it. And I think coming through here is the route we took just to get here, so we don't need to worry about that. So let's go back and double check, but I think we're good with this area. We just have our souls. It's because we dropped down there. We didn't drop down here. Let's go light a torch. We got to do it for the playthrough. Here we go. And if you're saying I can barely see with the torch, imagine how little you can see without the torch. Now where is this? Okay. Same area. So look at this dude. He's just going to poison himself. We can just kind of walk away. Like you did this to yourself. Yep. Nobody's charging me with your murder. Uh-oh. Gatta, no. Gatta, now is not the time. Gatta, no. Now is not the time. Alright, let's round some corners and we'll be safe. And we do have a boss coming up after this. Thankfully, it's like one of the easier bosses in the entire game. So we've got all these. We got that dude right here. Like, he can make a hole through it for us. Let me kill this. Let me kill this guy and let me give a little attention to my cat. Because she needs attention from me. She gets no attention from mommy. And she doesn't like the baby. The baby's a little too uncoordinated for the cat. And now we're at Earthen Peak. But for the bonfire actually comes after the boss. And we're not going to mess with that. I've died so many times in that poison. Like, there are some pretty significant drop-offs. So we're just going to run around. I think running around is the same as going up that ladder. Yeah, we could have just taken the ladder too. Let's use our last Estus. This for sure, you drop down there, you die. Like, there's not really a question about that. So we got this chick right here. That was her point blank magic attack. Quite damaging. We got these bros. These guys emit poison. There will be a later variant of these guys, little mushroom beetles, who actually emit an orange mist that destroys your equipment. And the way equipment works, because I haven't actually broken any equipment yet, but the way equipment works is if it's damaged, it's all fine. You can just use repair powder, or you can use a bonfire to bring it back. Once it's broken, you're going to the blacksmith, and you're paying out some souls. So try to avoid equipment being broken. I mean, I say try to avoid, but like, it happens. So, let's just go ahead and let's fight the boss. And we've got the Covetous Demon. So he's got this one grab attack where he will swallow you and unequip your gear. That's not it. And he's also got, and I can just like walk around and talk. This guy's not that dangerous. He's also got some hollows up here. Like in those like vases that he can actually knock down. And the hollow will drop down. Let's see if he does it right now. Nope. And he will eat the hollow for health. But it's really just not an effect of this fight. Normally I'd have already killed this guy. Alright, Covetous Demon down. Yep, there you go. There's one hollow, or I guess prisoner, that was freed. And they don't aggro, but the Covetous Demon will come and eat them up for health. Like, I'm doing you a favor right now. Let's see, other way. And we're going to heal. And let's go back to Majula. And level up. And then we're going to go back to that poison area we didn't get last time. Just to see what's there. Because almost always I skip those areas. To the point where I just forget what's there. Alright, let's go back and let's buy some stuff from Merchant Hag. Yeah, we'll buy a single bright bug. And one human effigy. Maybe we can get her. Got her. Uh-oh. Okay. Whew. thought I just dropped to my death. Okay, so down here, certain death. Like, I thought that was an item once. I do not believe it is. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Because clearly, that ladder down there allows us to walk down the poison. So there's got to be some level... There's got to be some level of walking there if there's a ladder or a staircase that leads us down there. Let's look. Okay, so how do we navigate this? How do we navigate this? Do we try a torch? Well, let's try a life gem first. Well, we'll walk down here. Certainly there won't be any fall-offs down here. Let's try. We should have some of those stones that we can drop down, the prism stones. Let me see if we have any prism stones. Rubbish. Do we not have any prism stones? Okay. We're just YOLOing it. Okay. Alright. It worked. We found out where we can't walk. And we don't have that many souls down there, so we're not going back for them souls either. Let's look at the time. I may just start the rest of Earth and Peak on a new video. Let's see how we're doing for time. An hour? Yeah. So, we'll be back. I don't think it'll be Baby Souls, because I'm probably just recording this episode directly after this one, and Baby's still sleeping, but we will be back. Thanks for watching.